Right, so I wanted just to make a video on my two favourite airgun pellets, the Webley AccuPels and the Air Arms Diablo Fields. Both pellets are excellent quality and they really finely made and stuff. Both are extremely accurate out of my two guns, the Air Arms Pro Sport and Fieldman Gas Ram. I'll show some targets with accuracy on them in a second, but first I'm going to go over the pellets and show you them in detail. First up, the two airgun pellets I'm going to do is the Webley AccuPel in 22 caliber. It's a 14.3 grain airgun pellet, extremely well made. Comes in a tin of 500. I think these cost about, got a price on them now, about £12. Quite expensive pellets, but you really do get the quality with these. I'll show you a close up of the pellets shortly and show you how well crafted they are. Quite just a simple tin, no protection in them. As you can see, I've shot quite a bit out of them. Unlike the Diablo Fields, which come with foam padding at the base and top of the tin to keep the pellets protected, the Webley AccuPels do not. However, the Webley AccuPels have got a much stronger lead, feel much harder and harder to crush and take rifling very well in certain air rifles. So don't get damaged or crushed as easily as the Diablo Fields do in the tin. You see, I did some accuracy tests at 24 yards with this is through the Fieldman Gas Ram. As you see, the wind took them two off and that was my shooting error, to be honest. But there's the group there underneath, smaller than a 5p coin really, which is the equivalent of maybe a penny in America, I'm sure. But that's actually at 24 yards through the Fieldman, which has quite a kick being a gas ram, but is extremely accurate through that gun, and probably through most of our guns I've tested it through as well. This is the pellet through the Air Arms Pro Sport at the same distance. That was a shooter error, that one as well dropped, but as you can see, a very similar group, really in a good kill zone for maybe a pigeon or a rabbit or something like that. So really accurate pellets, as you can see through both tests on quite a windy day, to be honest, as well. I did there was a couple of shooters errors, but the wind did affect one or two pellets on the tests, but other than that, really the grouping's really nice at 24 yards. So as you can see, these Webley AccuPel pellets are really well polished. Quite a strong lead as well, hard to deform. You can sort of see the seam line where they're made right there. But as you can see, they're a really nice clean pellet, to be honest. Really well made. I've got a small dent in it, but really accurate pellets, really impressive. So if you really want to try to get the best accuracy out of these two pellets in general, go with either these Webley AccuPels or Diablo Fields, because they really are good quality pellets. You can see quite a wide rim as well. Next is the Air Arms Diablo Field pellets. These are a 16 grain tooth to airgun pellet, a bit heavier than the Webley AccuPels, but really just as accurate at the same distance. This is a test at the same distance, 24 yards again, 16 grain with the Air Arms Diablo Fields through the Fieldman. Was another shooter error, but as you can see, not as tight of a group as the Webleys, but really good, still a really good killing group at 24 yards. Really impressive. These are my favourite airgun pellets because being softer lead, they grip the rifling of the barrel much better than the Webleys. But both pellets are, like I say, really accurate, really impressive results. Same thing through the Air Arms Pro Sport, a really good group there. I think I shot a couple more pellets on these Diablo Fields than the Webleys. Really accurate for the Pro Sport, takes the rifling of the Pro Sport really well, and because of its weight and accuracy, it's accurate enough to get the kill shots and also heavy enough to create enough impact shots. Really impressive pellet. Comes 500 again. As you can see, it's a bit of a bigger tin, but the tin's filled up a lot with this foam, which protects these softer lead pellets, which is really good for the quality. I paid about £12 for these tin pellets again, but a bit more protection for the pellet in the tin, more for, not because the quality is better, but more so because the lead itself is a lot more softer than the Webley. So as you can see, this is a close-up of the Diablo Field by Air Arms pellet. I don't know if you can notice, but this is quite a bit of a taller pellet than the Webley, and it's just as clean, really well packaged as well because of the foam, because it's a lot softer than lead. It's really easy to deform this pellet, and you'll find that if you've shot a quarry target species and you're preparing the meat later, you'll normally find the Webley AccuPellet still in really good condition inside the carcass of the animal if the pellet doesn't just pass through. These pellets seem to deform a lot more if you do happen to find them in the carcass of whatever you've shot. Being a softer leather, I can show you how soft these are. I mean, they're really easy to crush and deform, so you'll find that you'll deform quite a lot of them while they're in your pocket while you're out hunting, but that's not a default of the pellet. That's just a really good pellet that grips the rifle really well because of how soft it is. The skirt widens out when the air pressure builds up, and it going down the barrel, it really does grip the rifle really well. A lot softer pellet, a bit bigger, and because of its extra weight, has a bit more killing power behind it, as the pellet seems to mushroom out and flatten a bit more on the impact. But then again, both pellets are really good hunting pellets, and also competition target practice pellets as well. Really accurate, really impressive pellets, both of them. So that was just a quick video of my opinion of my two favourite pellets, which I prefer to take out either when I'm doing a bit of target practice or competition, or even like hunting. That's what these are for, hunting pellets, and they're both really accurate pellets, and they've got enough weight behind it to create a lot of killing power behind them, even through a standard power air rifle. Both pellets really accurate for the Air Arms Pro Sport. Really accurate. I love shooting them, and I like to say this as well when I'm at it. The scope was not readjusted for these pellets. I dialed in the scope for the Diablo Fields. That was the pellet I was using at the time, so I dialed in the Air Arms Pro Sport scope with them pellets, as well as the with the Fjordbjørn. I dialed both scopes in with the Field, but as you can see, even that it didn't affect the accuracy of the Webley AccuPellets, even though the scopes were dialed in with the Air Arms pellets. So if you do dial in your scope or the gun with the Diablo Fields, don't be alarmed if you feel that you have to readjust the scope with the AccuPellets, because as you can see, the accuracy doesn't really change very much. It's still a really good grouping and hitting where you want the pellet to go as well. So really good pellets. These, if I was to recommend any two brand of pellets to anyone for hunting or target practice, these would be my favourite ones. They really are my favourite pellets, and which ones I prefer to shoot out of. So that was just hopefully a quick video of the pellets that I prefer to use when going hunting or target practice whenever I go out with air guns.